Zoom?
No, it's my the company that I work for, B3 Analytics.
All right. You can talk about that a little bit though, before we start.
Yeah, for sure. So you should see me here.
Oh, there you go.
So if you want to do your test,
it's there.
Awesome.
We're live.
Cool.
We can just probably chit chat for 10 minutes, then around 3 o'clock we can, start get with the program.
Sure.
Let me check YouTube because I gotta share this. You might want to do the same thing. See if you can share on your Facebook and company and all that stuff. This is very nice, man. I mean, it went very smoothly.
Yeah. Awesome.
And where are you going to see the questions? Is it going to be in the Zoom, or if people ask questions, are you going to see that on your side?
Yes, but since I'm starting, I might not see questions, but I will say if you have any questions, put it in the chat. And you're viewing from Yusuf.
Time to call Yusuf.
All right.
Nice music there.
that was my crazy intro.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, it's not showing on my YouTube. That could be because of the YouTube. So let's see.
Yeah. So there's something called OBS.
Are you using that?
I'm using both Restream and OBS. Yeah. And with the OBS, I'm going to be streaming to my personal Facebook. And then with the Restream, I'm going to be live streaming to the company's Facebook and also the YouTube.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna share my. Is it coming up on your Facebook by any chance? Just to double check.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, it says happening live. So I have two screens here and then my laptop over here.
I got Mark. Mark is like, Yusuf. Okay, I'm gonna share my.
Yeah, nice.
Let's see.
So let's see here. Yeah, I'm so excited about this.
Okay, I'm gonna just share my. Because for some reason, because I have there's an issue with the YouTube. Like there's one main account, there's like another account. Maybe the live streaming is hitting to the wrong YouTube account, but at least for the Facebook, it's coming up. So I'm just gonna share it in my Facebook. I'm live here.
Let me see what the setup is here.
Let me tell one of my. Close this, and I just got like 5 minutes to start the show. Yeah, because for some reason the YouTube is not coming up.
Okay.
How is everything on your side? Everything is good. All the.
I just have to enable something for YouTube here. Okay. Okay, for me to stream it to YouTube, streaming not enabled. Let's see. It says to go to the dashboard in YouTube.
For those who are watching, click like or share this live streaming. Would highly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
just couldn't pull up the my YouTube link. But anyway, we got like a few more minutes before Charles started with the show.
Awesome.
Oh, there you go. Actually, I found it. I found it now. Yeah,
Okay.
I found the YouTube link. There you go. All right. Okay.
Okay, let me see here.
Folks, we're gonna start in a few minutes. Bear with us.
But not too much.
I'm gonna silence and ignore other folks. And let's see. It's gonna be a great show tonight. A lot
Absolutely.
of questions. Anybody has a business? I wants to know how digital marketing works. All right, let's see. We got 2 minutes, bro. 2 minutes.
The 2-minute warning, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. The
Yes,
Spurs
2 minutes.
better make a basket. Or else.
Or else. All right. We got Yazan in the house. We got Amir. Alaikum salam. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to share. I'm like, please share this, everybody.
There we are.
Okay. If y'all have any questions about, if you have a existing business, you want to know how to use digital marketing to improve your business, go ahead and put all your questions on the comment section. We'll go ahead and answer that.
Yusuf, or you'll be in trouble.
Yeah. Don't make me do Yusufy you.
Yeah, we don't want that. It's dangerous.
Pretty much. Okay, you ready, brother?
Awesome. Yes. Hey, how's it going, friends, on the internet, Facebook, YouTube? Thank you for joining us. This podcast / webinar is presented by B3 Analytics. My name is Charles Abraham, and I'm very excited about today's live stream. We're with Yusuf Chowdhury. Yusuf is a expert digital marketer. How are you, Yusuf?
I am doing pretty good, but looks like my picture's frozen.
Uh-oh.
It's good. Don't worry. It happens on the go. So let's continue.
Maybe it's just on Facebook or something.
Yeah. I'm not going to pay attention. I'm just going to look for the question. I'm going to stay away from the video.
Okay, awesome. So this is going to be a very exciting session with Yusuf. If you have any questions about digital marketing, how to grow your business online, please put your questions in the comments below and share it. If you know of someone who's struggling with their digital marketing, please share this live cast with them. We appreciate all those likes and shares. So, Yusuf, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself, man? How was Fort Worth, Dallas?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, it's a new experience, and you know, I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
Good.
it's fantastic. So, we're going to talk about you know, digital marketing. You know, why is it that that some small business owners think that if they just put a website on the internet, you know, they're going to get tons of leads and a lot of clients? What's up with that?
I guess because they're idiot. Just kidding.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not their fault. They don't know. That's a problem. They don't know, or because they got some type of, you know, false information. They're completely ignorant about the fact how the internet works. Slapping a website with no strategy, no plan, no research, it's like making a brochure and just you know, throwing it outside your you know, car window or something like that, you know. So that's the first thing.
Yeah, and why is it that you know, more digital marketing agencies take the time to educate clients?
Well, that's a good question, because some of the digital marketing agencies that are already established, they've been in business for like 2 or 3 decades.
Yeah.
They might have a bigger clients that don't require a lot of effort when it comes to, like, you know, education. And some actually do. There are a few that actually do use, you know, education marketing to educate a specific segment of their client base. Because when you have client that already know what it requires in digital marketing, like the, you know, Fortune 500 and all the big companies and whatnot, they already know what they want. So they don't need the education. Makes sense? They just need to hire a company that is well known, that can, you know, deliver results. That's one thing. Now the challenge is where? The challenge is with the small businesses, or let's say local businesses, mom and pop kind of businesses. Those are the segment that don't understand how, I would say like almost like 40% don't understand how digital marketing works, right? That's why you have, for example, organizations like, you know, the Small Business Administration plus the Small Business Development Center. You know, I'm sure that Fort Worth, Dallas, they also have a branch there, that they try to educate, you know, either a startup or the small businesses how to utilize different aspect of marketing, not just the digital, but different ways. Then, of course, you have the co-working space communities that also involved in you know, educating those target audience, because they lack understanding, they lack how things work, right? And the third issue, because of the too much information out there, right? You got too much information, and most businesses are busy taking care of their own business. They don't have the time, or they cannot manage adding additional time to learn things on how to, you know, put those kind of strategies in place.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So what are the most common mistakes that entrepreneurs and small business owners make when it comes to marketing on the internet?
I mean, like the first one that you mentioned, like they don't know, right? They don't know what they're getting into. For example, they open, I'll give you some. So let's say a local business will start a Facebook page. Okay, it's free, doesn't cost anything. Maybe within several months, or maybe within, I don't know, 6 months to 9 months, they will end up gathering some prospects, some customers, some leads. Okay, but they don't understand and realize that Facebook itself, a platform that you don't own it, you don't have a full ownership. They can actually kick you out or cancel culture these days, and you're gone, right? So the first thing they need to understand, that you need to look for something that you have full ownership. That basically means you having your own website, having your own domain name, having a website where you actually paying for the hosting, so you can maneuver and move from any hosting you want without losing anything, having some sort of backup, right? So you have to have that the concept of ownership. Okay. The second thing, when you try to market yourself, whether selling product or services online, you have to laser focus, define who is your target audience, like who is your customer. Don't tell me everybody, okay? Don't tell me worldwide. If your vision is to be worldwide, that can happen, but in the future. Eventually, I mean, initially think big, but start small. So you have to define who's your audience. Where do they hang out? What do they like? What's their age? You know, what kind of behavior do they engage in when it comes to social media platforms? How do they search on Google, on Bing? What are they typing? What are they questioning? Right? So you have to define your target audience. In fact, most of us, I would say 9 out of 10 right now have Facebook account. And guess what? If you have a Facebook account, you can actually access the Facebook ad manager and from there look into Facebook audience insight. So if I, let's say, do jiu-jitsu, I can go ahead and select San Antonio, tap the interest jiu-jitsu, and Facebook will tell me in San Antonio how many of them are actually interested in this kind of service. It will give me their age, the gender. There's only, by the way, there's only 2 gender, okay? So gender and, the demographic, what do they like, what kind of pages they like. So this will give an idea to understand who is my audience. Because you don't want to get in with the assumption that I can just shoot an arrow, to the sky and hope for it to land somewhere, right? That doesn't happen. You got to look at these defined audience because, it's all about the data, right? So that's one thing. That's the second thing. The third thing I would say, once you find out who's your target audience, figure out what are their pain point, what are their challenges, what are they hungry for, okay, what kind of solution they're seeking, and how I can be the solution provider, or how I can solve the problem that they're going through. And sometimes these problems are actually not a problem. So for example, I'm sure you're aware of the app called Ship It, right? Where you can basically order grocery from Walmart, Target, HEB, and whatnot. If you think about it, it's not like an issue, but some people find it convenient. For them, that is solving an issue, solving a problem, especially during the pandemic. A lot of the folks were ordering, through Postmate, DoorDash, and Uber Eats, and they were also ordering, groceries. So that was a problem. And now those companies became a solution, right? Number 4, when they utilize social media, the social media platform, they think the result's going to happen the next day. Or if they hire somebody to do a search engine optimization strategy for them, they think the result will be the next day again. That's not realistic. It takes time. And there's no guarantee. It can take 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. It depends on your demographic. It depends on your location. It also depends on the type of the business that you're actually in. Okay. So basically, no strategy, no clear defined target audience, not understanding what they want, right? And I've seen over the years, like I would say within 2 decades, I've seen some customers like recklessly spend money on ads with no experience. Some spend less, some spend more, and they basically fail like heavily. Then they blame, oh, this system doesn't work. And of course, it doesn't work because they have no experience in the first place, right? So those are the issues I can think on top of my head that is very common. They don't ask the right question, or they don't know what to ask. Okay. Also, they need to figure out changes happening. Like if you observe, everybody's on the mobile device, right? Now, because of the pandemic, a lot of new things is coming up. Like for example, working from home. That's not going to go. Just to let you know. Zoom, for example, took that opportunity and made billions of dollars due to that situation, right? Everything is now subscription-based. Everything is mobile-based. Everything is digital. Now we're talking about digital currency and what other crazy stuff is popping up left and right, okay? So they need to have a plan, an existing business right now. You don't have to jump to like 100 ways of doing things online because there are actually 100 ways. First, you have to focus on what do you have right now? Do you have a website? Do you have a social media channels? Okay, which one is working? Which one is not working? Which one you can invest a little bit more to basically increase some sort of conversion or sale and whatnot. So these are some of the stuff that I can think of, that the most common thing that a lot of business actually go through.
Absolutely. And I can agree to all of those things you said, because, if you don't have a target, market, and you just build a website without, having a blueprint or even a customer avatar or persona,
Mhm.
you know, you're really not speaking to them directly, and it's like you said, it's like shooting an arrow into the air, hoping that you get results. So, yeah, it's very important to have, to work with someone who can sit with you and put together a plan, a digital marketing plan. So, yeah,
Exactly.
that's great. That's great. So, what type of strategy can a business start to implement right now to differentiate themselves from the competition? Because we live in a time when everyone is, trying to get attention. Everyone wants you to click here.
Right.
So how does a business, post pandemic, going into the new year 2022, how can they differentiate themselves from the rest, and what can they do right now?
Right now they need to break dance. So, well, a lot of things happen right now. So I would practically, I would say, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, what do you have first? If you have an online presence that is not strong, look at those. If you have a website, what is working, what is not working? If you have a social media, what's working, what's not working? Focus on what you have first before you try to jump into new things. When it comes to new things, if you don't have a team, then try to hire somebody to help you to get into the new stuff. For example, you know this. I've been talking about, having businesses to utilize the digital marketing almost more than a decade, right? So the pandemic kind of woke up some folks, right, because they got hurt very bad during the pandemic. So now you have no excuse. You cannot say I don't want to get into the online marketing. You have to get into it because you've seen what happened in 2 years, in the past, almost like past 2 years. So work with what you have. If the site doesn't work, we got to figure out why the site is not converting. Do I have analytics added to the website? Do I have Google Search Console? Do I have Google Analytics? Do I have a Hotjar, which is another tool that will show you when the website visitor comes to your website, it will record their behavior, like where do they move their mouse? Where do they click? Why? This data is very important for you because now you can go back and adjust and fix based on the behavior of your website visitors. Does that make sense? Same thing with the social. What is not working? What is working? You can look at the analytics. If you have money to invest in ads, go for it, right? So that's the thing. Now, if you don't have any of this online presence, then my recommendation is really start with the domain name and start with the website because that's your full ownership. You have to have that full ownership. Then when it comes to social media, there are tons of them. There are many. Pick one or two. And before you do that, research. Does your competitor have page on Facebook or Twitter on whatnot? If they do, okay, now you can start with one, okay? And learn those things because almost by next year, 50% of the searches is not going to be just opening the browser and typing to the browser. It's going to be voice enabled, whether through your mobile device and Siri and Cortana and the Bixby or Alice, all these voice apps for the mobile devices. But guess what? The Google Home and Alexa, I think it's almost 30% of the American household has that.
Oh.
We're talking about in millions now, right? And 39% of the most popular question deals with e-commerce, buying products, and local businesses. So voice search came around 2012, but now it's becoming something like to the next level because even if you look at the new cars, has a voice system, the home appliances, they can hear everything right now, right? So voice search is another thing. Last year, Clubhouse came into the scene. They're becoming very popular. It's an audio-based social media app, mobile device only. Twitter released their own audio-based option as well, and I believe Facebook is working on it. So anytime big giant companies like that invest or create something like a little bit different, you have to pay attention to it. Because this is where in 2015, when Periscope was bought by Twitter for like $300 million, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, why would a company spend that kind of money unless they know there's something big going to happen, right? So YouTube developed their own, Facebook came with their Facebook mention, then after that, they made it public. And now you have more than like, I believe, last time I checked, more than like 15 live streaming social media apps.
Wow.
Okay, so that's another thing, because everything is on the go, everything's on the demand, everything is live, very organic, very original, right? You have no excuse to say I can't do all this stuff because it's all there, right? Artificial intelligence, that's another thing. There's a RankBrain, which is a search engine AI. Then Amazon has their own courses on AI. In fact, I was advising some of the coders and programmers, guys, guess what? Now you can learn AI so that AI can make an additional code on your behalf.
Wow.
So what does that mean? I mean, are they going to get rid of all the coders? Not necessarily, because they still, even the AI requires a human being to make the code, right? But the challenge right now, the traditional way of thinking for developers and programmers, you got to get into the artificial intelligence.
Right.
Because you never know where it's going to go, because Elon Musk is coming up with a lot of other crazy ideas, right? Microsoft even investing billions of dollars in this area. So AI is another thing, now so these are some of the scary thing or fun thing might coming up. But to calm you down as a business owner, as I mentioned in the beginning, don't get overstressed. Understand new thing is coming up. If you can tap into it to understand how it works, test it, check it. Okay, you don't have to jump right away. Like, for example, some of the mistake that one of the questions that you said, what are the mistake, right? So when Snapchat came out, when TikTok came out, you have all these so-called gurus. Hey, use TikTok for making this much money, or use Snapchat to help you with the business. I'm like, don't jump right away. You gotta check and see who is your audience. Are these all teenagers, right? If I'm selling real estate, I'm not gonna target like 15-year-old kid on real estate. So you gotta check the market first. Check the audience. Give it some time, then jump into the platform and utilize it. Does that make sense? So that's what I would do. In fact, for any local businesses, I mean, you can always go to SBDC. You can always check out the co-working spaces. You can get in touch with Charles in your company, or you can just get in touch with me, ask question. Because the hard legwork, the lot of research, tons of, spending time burning that midnight oil and losing our hair, we did all that. So you can still do it. I mean, every business should still research, but the difference is right now, maybe 50% of that time can be, solved for you if you ask us these sort of questions.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So let me just recap. So first of all, small business owners should recognize that, just because you build a website or you decide to start marketing online, that's not going to bring, traffic right away. You have to put in the work. You have to hire an individual or an agency that, can formulate a plan that,
Exactly.
implement, and then after that, what would be the next step? SEO?
That's a very good question. Depends on the client's need. So some customers don't want to wait 6 months, 9 months, 1 year to get phone calls. They wanted something in a short period of time, like maybe within a few months, 1 month or 2 months. So for that, I would recommend investing in advertising, like Google Ads, big advertising, or the social media advertising. And you cannot jump on all of it. Why? You have to do the research. You hire somebody. I mean, you can learn by yourself. I can give a lot of resources to a lot of businesses, so many accessible content out there for you to learn. You can do that. But if you don't want to because you're too busy, then hire an expert to basically help you with that. Why advertising is beneficial? Because you can collect the data, do the research, and do the test fast versus doing things organically. If you do search engine or social media marketing strategy, that can take time. Just like, growing an apple tree, which takes like, I think, 11 years. Okay. So that's going to take some time. So if the customer, some clients, they have a long-term vision. What I mean by that, they want to see what happens 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and they have the funding, they have the money. So for them, they don't care. Okay, you know what? I will invest in this organic marketing and build it slowly because I have different projects and whatnot. So for them, I tell them, okay, good, let's do the organic strategy. right? Then you have some client that wants to do both. And you have some client just want that phone call. That's why it's very crucial for us as a marketers to ask them, what is your challenge? What are you struggling with? How many customers do you want them to not, step in your office, for example, right? Based on those information, okay, if you really want customer, like the phone call within a month, advertising like Google search, Bing search, or social are the option. But even in those platforms, we still have to do the research and find out which one going to bring them, the customer that they need. And the reason I mentioned search and social because we all exist in this platform. In fact, in America, 80% of the Americans, spend their time online. And guess what? An average of the 80% of the Americans spend like minimum 6 hours a day on the internet. Okay, so that means all your customers are right there. So for that, I'm not going to recommend SEO. Now, if the client wants to understand, okay, there's a startup company, I'm looking 3 years from now, 2 years from now. Okay, and depends on their budget because search engine is a flat fee. You can charge anywhere between 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 or whatnot, depends on the demand. Same thing with the social. And you have to have a contract at least 6 to 9 to 1 year. Why? Because you're not going to see the result within a month. When it comes to advertising, me personally, in my company, we don't do like a 6-month contract. We do like a month to month. So we can see what happens the first month based on the data, then continue, and they can stop anytime. Okay. Then of course the social media. So we have to explain the outcome of this strategy to the client sincerely and honestly. Because the problem that I see with some of the, not all of them, some of the so-called big agency, they have this fancy proposal with big jargons and dictionary Shakespeareic, words and whatnot, make you feel like you're dumb. But if I read it, I'm like, 20 points actually means 1 point. But the way they wrote it looks like, oh, this is a lot of work. And this, unfortunately, is kind of deceptive, right? You don't want to do that. You got to be sincere and honest.
Are you referring to that proposal that 10 years ago was hard for me to understand? And
Right. Remember, it's like what are they doing here? So you got to be honest with the customer. Why? In order for you to make money, you have to help the customer to make money. Because if a client makes money, they're going to continue paying you. So that kind of relationship, you have to look at it. Not a fast, quick relationship. You want to have that long-term relationship with your clients. Some clients, okay, if they are going to do graphic or web design, that's a one-time thing. Still, you can try to upsell them, keep the relationship open, or you can do the multi-marketing, like the ad management or the search engine or the social. That's also very good because, they are doing very well. You are also doing very well, right? And sometimes you really have to help them. What I mean by that, especially in the pandemic, some of my clients couldn't pay for a few months. And I said, that's fine, no problem. We'll do it for maybe 3 months. No, we're good. You don't have to, right? Some of them, unfortunately, had to close down. You know what I mean? But if you try to help them, man, I mean, this is more than the money, right? It's about that really, I'll be honest with you, man, some of my clients invite me for dinner and lunch and, like we're a family, you know what I mean? Well, because we build that relationship, even though in business we say, keep everything business, true in a sense, but sometimes when you have that long-term relationship with your clients, it can really help you and help them to take things to the next level.
Absolutely. And at B3 Analytics, that's pretty much our mindset, to treat our clients like family because, and that's why we're a little bit informal, because, we like to keep it fun. And with your family, you're not going to be formal, right? You're
right.
Exactly. You're with your cousins, your brothers, why be, too stiff and, formal, so, it's good that, you can treat your clients like family, that's a very special touch. Yeah,
it is. And you have to be sincere about it because there's so many folks out there talk the talk, but then they never do the work, right? So that's why when I mentor some of the business and startup, I tell them, look, if you sincerely, this is what you do, you don't have to talk about it too much, because some folks talk about it too much. That's a red flag, right? Because if this is what you do, let's do it. Your action is enough, right? You don't have to constantly talking about it because I work with a lot of, uh, big companies where they always talk about, customer service and whatnot, but a lot of the times it's all fake. You know what I mean? So let your action, I mean, a little bit of word, of course, but let your action be the catalyst to basically for them to find out, what kind of business provider you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's all great stuff, and I hope that those who are watching, can put in their questions, in the comments, or share this with, a company that is struggling, and that way they can get, the knowledge that they need to take their business to the next level. So I have a question, and I'm trying to, take the perspective of a small business owner, and like, what do you think is the hardest thing about ranking on Google in the search engines?
It's not what is hardest to rank. It's, I think, how long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
How long it takes to rank. That's one. Number two, the general keyword. Let's say, for example, if you sell shoes locally, right?
Yeah.
It'd be very difficult to rank for shoes, right? Why? Because first of all, if you just go to Google right now, type shoes, there are like probably, I don't know, 100 trillion pages that's trying to compete for it. So that's not going to be easy. It's going to be super hard, and it's going to be quite tons of money to do that. So it's two things. It takes time, and you cannot rank for just one word. So for example, let's say, Charles, you're a Honda dealer, right? And in Fort Worth, you have like 10 other Honda dealers. So how can I rank locally for Honda dealership, right? We'll do the keyword research, find out what the customer looking for, then analyze your top 5 dealers and who shows up, right? And we can pick basically, let's say, Fort Worth top 10 Honda dealers, maybe your top 10. That's the first key phrase. Now, secondly, because I have 10 competitors, there's no way for me to kind of outrank them because they're doing very well. So I have to look for something specific, something with intent. So what if I optimize or write a content or look for a keyword like, for example, Honda 2021 Accord blue color or something like that. You see, I'm going very specific. So now, because I'm very specific, the search volume for this key phrase might be low, but the conversion is higher because I'm going very specific. Okay. And third point is that when some businesses try to learn by themselves to do keyword research, they don't know how keyword research works. They don't even understand the intent of the keyword. So you start with shoes, or let's say if you sell women's shoe, you're going to start with women's shoe, for example, using Google AdWords that has the Google Keyword Planner free keyword tool. You start with the general, we call this general keyword. Then after that, you look for keyword that's anywhere between 3 to 4 words, like buying women's shoe online. 4 words, right? Like 3 words to 4 words. Then after that, you have to look for intent of the keyword. What is the intention? Is it transactional? If I say buying books online, okay, that sounds transactional. If I say jiu-jitsu near me, okay, that could mean I'm going to look for a location or booking an appointment near me. Oh, that's transactional. So you have to understand the intent of the keyword research, then utilize those to put it on the website. And of course, content is a big thing. So if you write amazing, beneficial, educational content to your target audience, that's what makes the bot to find the content and push more traffic to you. So you can use services like answerthepublic.com, put one of your keyword there and find out what are the most popular questions that your target audience asks. Then you can use that as a blogging material, social media post, maybe YouTube videos, podcasts, or maybe talk about it in Clubhouse, right? And remember when I talked about the Google Home and Alexa, if you want to show up in those 2 devices, then one of the pages on your website has to be about frequently asked question page. This is where you can ask all the popular question and give it like an answer with a 300-word paragraph. Then you can use the answerthepublic.com to add more questions. So the more valuable, amazing questions, the more Google bot will discover the content and it will bring you the traffic. But you have to be very patient because search engine takes freaking time.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was muted there.
Yeah, I thought you were like Chinese movies.
No,
Right.
like a
I am mute. Right.
yes. Yeah. So, I mean, a mime. Yeah. So, the reason why search engines take so long, for you to get ranked, it's because they're also indexing so many hundreds and thousands and
Trillions,
millions.
yeah, yeah, trillions of pages.
Hmm. So it takes time
Mhm.
to get indexed, and I think we have, as digital marketers, we have to be able to educate our clients, our small business clients, and service provider clients. Hey, it's gonna take time, but we can build a strategy, and from there, if you uh listen to our advice, and you implement what we think it is going to work, you're going to take your business to the next level.
Yeah, level over 9,000.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we're talking to Yusuf Chowdhury. He's a digital marketing expert, and he runs a agency in San Antonio, Texas, online. What is it? Online small
Business owners, yeah.
Yeah.
I never put too much thought into it. It was a long story that name came up. So
Oh yeah. How
wasn't
did you come
strategic.
up with? How did you come up with that name?
Yeah, I was back in the day when I started to build doing something online. I mean, we were in the group of bloggers, and one of the guys just throw that name, and I just picked it up, didn't give it a thought about it.
It's one of those things that happens.
Take action, yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just take action.
Yeah, and that's another thing. A lot of entrepreneurs out there, they're waiting for everything to be perfect, before
gonna happen.
launch, but nothing's gonna be perfect. You have to work with what you have.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, you have to work with what you have, and put it out there, and if you have to change something, just realign it and adjust as you go, and the market is going to tell you what they like and what they don't like. Right?
Exactly. And this is this is funny because like one of the easiest step and to do, and the easiest step not to do, which is what? Action. I mean, if you think about it rationally, yeah, I mean, we can take action, but most people don't. They just want to make sure that everything is perfect, which never happens, man. Never happens. You just gotta take that first step, then everything else will, fall into place.
Absolutely, and everything works out. So, we're ending, our podcast pretty soon. Let's check for questions. Is there any questions out there? Let's check on Facebook, YouTube.
Let's see on YouTube. This Wilfredo said, "Oh, this is Wilfredo. This would be great to hear if I had a business."
Well, you
He's from
can.
Houston. He's from H-Town. Yeah. Yeah, Wilfredo from H-Town. Then we have Judith Adkins talk about I don't know, Varg Tech. I'm not sure if it's a company. That was a point right there. We also have in Facebook, we have Eric Lee in the house, Dave, Pictureman, Yazan, Saeed, Jake, and Khadija. Thank you for tuning in. But no questions so far. But I know you have tons of things in your mind. What other question do you have, bro?
Yeah, well, let's talk about this. If you had to choose website versus funnel, what would you pick? There's right now a trend where I see ads. They're saying build a funnel, the 3 steps to building a successful funnel, and this and that, and like
I don't know why they call it funnel. Why can't they call it bucket list? You know what I mean? So
yeah, so as a digital marketer, website or funnel.
Okay, so let's understand first to tell the audience what's the funnel and what's the website. The funnel, the whole idea, funnel, landing page, squeeze page, sale page, they're all the same. So a website can have a landing page or a separate page. It's called landing because when the visitor lands on it, it's very target focused, very specific. Okay, like website has about page, home page, service page, contact page, but the landing page is very specific. A lot of the time it's used for like through email marketing or running ads. So let's say, Charles, you have a new service for voice search that you want to target in the Fort Worth area to, let's say, attorneys. So you're going to make a landing page that has a video that talks about it, the benefits of it, the testimonies and whatnot, and there's a specific call to action. Okay, book me, sign me, and whatnot. So that's what is it called, landing page, right? And sometimes they call it funnel. So it really depends. It really depends if that's something that the customer require, that is very laser focused, that they want to convert. Then yes, you can have a website, and you can create that landing page from within the website as a second page, or just make a different domain for that landing page. Okay, so there's no you need to focus on funnel only and website only. It's not like that. Website has to exist. Even the one that makes the funnel, you gotta have a website. Why? Because your website is your company. It's your real estate. It has everything. So even if I read the landing page, you know what? I want to learn more. Click on the logo, and that will take me back to your website that has more information. Okay. So the first you have to understand that the funnel or the landing page, it's purpose-based, whether it's for ad or for something specific. The other mistake, again, going back to the mistake that I see some people do, they have no idea what kind of platform they need to use. You can hire a web developer to make a funnel for you from scratch, or you can go with companies like Lead Pages, Thrive, which is a WordPress theme. Then the popular, people talk about Kajabi and all the other so-called funnel system out there. But before you get into buying those services, understand what is your requirement. Why do you want to do it? Not because everyone is talking about it or because of the ad that you saw, because sometimes they have features that you actually don't need, right? So I'm like, why are you putting all this money for something that you only want one option and not like 20 options? So figure out what do you need it for and why you need it for. Look at all the features, look at all the reviews, then decide if you want to go with these sort of companies, that can help you to market a specific product. But again, you still have to put the time and effort. They're not going to do everything for you. The platform is made for you so you can drag and drop and do things that it's not going to cost you thousands of dollars, but it's still, you have to put your time and effort. Okay, so to answer the question, it depends. There's no one is over the other. But when it comes to the website, every business, I believe, should have a website.
Absolutely, especially after the pandemic,
Yeah.
And we're talking to Yusuf Chowdhury. He's an expert digital marketer, and what he is saying is huge nuggets of wisdom. So to just tickle your brain a little bit, I think this question is going to be fun, because everyone's talking about the metaverse. What does the metaverse mean for online businesses going forward, especially post-pandemic? What are your
Metaverse
thoughts?
Basically, crazy Zuckerberg, basically what he did, he enhanced the idea of virtual reality.
Be careful.
I don't care about him. He can cancel me.
Your profile will be.
Yeah, you know what? I guess that's what happened. I think he shadow banned me because people thought that I've been absent for 2 years. I'm like, no, I've been active. Every day I'm posting content, but none of the followers was able to see it. Maybe he did shadow ban me. But so the Metaverse, it's a rebrand of the company name because Facebook, they bought other product and services. So they want to sound like, hey, we are actually building different product. I mean, the only product they have is Facebook. Instagram, they bought it. Oculus, they bought that too. So they buy a lot of other stuff. So now they call it Metaverse, right? So now the crazy thing about this virtual reality, which is insane because people are already having issues with social media. In fact, if you check out one of my favorite channels, it's Joey B. Tunes, and he basically shows you all the crazy stuff that people do on social media. It caused a lot of depression, a lot of crazy stuff. It's not the tool itself. It exposed how people are, or maybe how the society is, right? So now you're going to have this so-called virtual reality where me and you can, make a virtual reality and bring all our friends in that virtual reality. I'm like, why can't you just go outside in the park and just have a real real conversation, right? So as a business, when this new thing is coming up, you might not agree with it. That's fine, but try to see what it is. Because if people are going to go to this so-called virtual reality, guess what? Advertisers are going to jump in. Product going to be sold through it, right? Because even with the smart TV, one of the companies that me and my friend Linux, we went to this company in Las Vegas, and we found this one inventor basically created a software that when you watch a movie, let's say James Bond, and you can click on his tuxedo or his suit, and we'll take it to Amazon, different companies. You can buy it from the screen itself, right? And I think he sold that software. So this is what's happening right now. So if you're in the so-called this virtual reality, and people are going to sell stuff there, that means you as a business need to figure out how that's going to work for you, right? Again, I'm not saying jump into it 100%. See what happens. See what it is. Just test the water. You know what I mean? You don't have to rush, because in the beginning we talked about you got to work with what you have, but at the same time look at the technology and see what the technology can do, because it can really affect not just the business but everybody. It can affect the whole society.
Absolutely, and the technology is moving very fast, especially with the metaverse, and I don't know what it is about that commercial. It's
creepy, huh?
It's a little weird, with all the animals.
It is, yeah.
The young people looking around,
Yeah. I know. It's just like it's targeting those kind of audience. They're targeting those audience right now.
Yeah, but let me tell you, if I was making the commercial, or even as a tech person, what would be appealing to me is how that the metaverse is going to help me in my business. I want to see like tech people, using the metaverse to, communicate just like we were doing with Zoom. I want to see how, virtual reality is going to help.
That's a very good point. Actually, that's a very good point, because if you look at when live streaming came to the scene, many businesses, many real estate agents especially used to do live streaming of the property, so you don't have to really show up at that place. You see, that's how it worked, correct? And I think in a way it is kind of virtual, because I can put you in a 360-degree camera that is like a GoPro, and it's live and you're in it. You can wear that so-called, what do you call, the virtual reality, the Oculus kind of thing, and you're in it from the comfort of your home. That's been done already. It's been happening, right? So you're not too far in your speculation. Yeah, I mean that can definitely, I can really see it's going to happen, and I can really see that because it's already there, but in a different format.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, those are my thoughts, on, the metaverse, virtual reality and all this stuff. Like as an entrepreneur, as a digital marketer, I want to know, how is it going to help my clients, and how is it going to help me grow my business? So, a little note for Mark. Can you make a commercial that is more tech?
Yes, look for Mark.
Yeah. Hashtag. Yeah.
Hashtag.
Mark, we love you. We love you. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, you remind me of Star Trek back in the 60s or the 70s.
Awesome. Good times. We're with Yusuf Chowdhury, digital marketing expert.
We got a couple of questions coming up here. We also have Melissa in the house.
Okay.
We got Brian Gibbs. Brian said something about until they quit producing results. Dave Pictureman, how long do you run your ads? Well, it depends how long you want it. If you're getting the conversion, if you're getting the sale, you'll continue, right? You're not going to stop. But if you're not getting anything, I would say don't run it more than a month. If you're testing the water, don't run more than a month, because you're basically losing money, right? So once for us, we recommend the clients to run it for a month, because every week we have to study to see what's working, what's not working, make the adjustment. Then on the second, third month, they will see some sort of results.
And at the end of 9 months, a baby will be born.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, those are excellent points, to consider. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, Yusuf, where can listeners and viewers find you online?
I mean, just Google my name, Yusuf Chowdhury. I'm on Facebook. I'm in most of the social channels. You can connect with me, in those places. You're on mute, bro. Okay.
No, I'm not on mute.
Okay.
I think I froze for a little bit. Oh. Yeah, but I'm not on mute.
Okay.
Yeah. So what? So just Google you, right? Yusuf Chowdhury.
Yes, Yusuf Chowdhury. You can Google me. I'm on Facebook. I'm in most of the social channels, but I'm more active on Facebook, maybe Instagram or LinkedIn. Rarely. But I have my team actually also have access to my social media account. So if you see me posting something at strange hours or responding at the same time, possibly it's not me. Okay. So, how come this guy has clone? Right?
It's the evil twin.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So last question before we finish this digital talk podcast or slash webinar. What 3 books do you recommend small business owners and digital marketers to read?
Oh man, that's difficult because over the years, I read hundreds of them, right? I think the first one, what I would recommend is Crush It.
Crush It
by Gary Vee, the first book that he released. Not Crushing, Crush It. It's a black book with the green by Gary Vee, okay, or Gary Vaynerchuk. So Crush It. It's called Crush It. Something about cashing in your passion, because this is very, very important, especially when a lot of folks want to get into the class of business. I would recommend Crush It. Okay. The second book, it's how many you said? How many book you said?
3.
3. Okay. The second one is Virtual Freedom by Chris Ducker. Okay, Chris Ducker, that's Ducker, because this is where, if you want to learn how to delegate and outsource and basically have a lot of help, a lot of staff, virtually, especially everything is virtual nowadays, right? A lot of the working from home is gonna stay for a while. Okay, and Zoom basically helped a lot of businesses to get into the online demand and education online. That's going to also increase, right? So Virtual Freedom by Chris Ducker. That's my, I would say that's the second book I would recommend. And the last one, this recently I actually bought it. Believe it or not, from one of the mentors that on social, on Facebook, we used to basically help each other. And she released this amazing book called Results. Okay, Results. I think it's called Results: The Art of Science of Getting It Done by Saida Zaidi. Okay, Saida Zaidi. Just look for Results: The Art and Science of Getting It Done. So those 3 books I highly recommend. Are you on mute? You're like,
yes. I'm
what's up with you in the
I'm
Chinese movies?
No, just think of it as me being censored. Before I'm censored.
Zach heard your voice, man. He heard you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Yusuf, thank you very much for being a part of this program. Please follow Yusuf Chowdhury. This has been a digital talk, and Yusuf, we're gonna have to do this again.
Yes, because correct me if I'm wrong, because you did share this with me that next year you're planning to do like some sort of consistent podcast with the digital marketers and local businesses, and that's your theme.
Yeah, absolutely. To help and empower small business owners to take their business to the next level, and
level 9,000. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Yusuf, thank you for coming on.
Anytime, brother.
Being a part of this presentation. B3 Analytics, and we hope to see you again. And next time we can have our founder ask you a few questions. Yeah. You know, they're going to be easy, not as hard as mine. Yeah.
Beautiful. And for the audience, you know, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to click share, comment, or like. Would highly appreciate it. We're here for you to help you as much as we can within our own.
We try. Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, guys. We love you. This is Charles.
You
do? Yeah, we do. We love our
oh my God, too much love. Right.
Okay, toast.
This advertising. Why am I advertising this company? They didn't even pay me.
Awesome. Good times, my friend. You take care, and we want to wish our listeners happy holidays, happy new year, and we'll see you soon. Take care. And we are out.
Is it out yet? Let's see. Still says live. Let's see. Wait for a few minutes.